Welcome back to Farm Factor. It's time for this week's Kansas Soybean Report.
This is the Kansas Soybean Update. It's brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers. Jim Sutter, CEO of the U.S. Soybean Export Council, joins us. And Jim, back in September, USEC hosted the third annual U.S. Soy Global Trade Exchange.
And we were so thrilled with the turnout and the participation we had at the event we conducted in Minneapolis. We had over 300 international participants taking place from over 50 countries. And then on the other side of that, we had another 300 and so people who were actually either U.S. farmers able to talk with our international buyers about how they grow the crops, the soybeans in particular that they're buying, or U.S. export company representatives talking about how, if these people, as they do want to buy, how they can actually put a trade together. We were just thrilled with how the event turned out.
And it sounds like the underlying theme there is really just building on the relationships that have been established and establishing new relationships.
There is nothing like putting a face with a name. We do things in such a e-commerce way these days around the world where we send emails and text messages and that kind of thing. Every now and then, it is good and important to actually let people see the soybeans being grown, see the farmers that grow them, understand the companies, make the contacts with the companies that are exporting. So then as they do this e-commerce transaction, they do have a personal relationship to fall back upon. The key thing that we're working on is differentiating U.S. soy and building a preference for U.S. soy with the international buyers in all these countries around the world. And I think an event like that is extremely helpful to our team as we're able to leverage the U.S. farmers that are there, the U.S. industry people. So after the event in Minneapolis, many of the international participants went out in the countryside and saw soybeans growing, soybeans being harvested, and there's nothing like that for them to take that image back in their mind. It's really, really very, very helpful.
And it has been proven many times before the past several years of still the great demand for soybean products.
We continue to see growing demand around the world. We're very fortunate to be involved with a commodity that helps either deliver protein or fat into people's diets, and that's something that people, especially in developing economies, continue to want to consume more and more of. And soybeans are a perfect fit there. They provide healthy, nutritious protein, primarily for livestock. And then the oil portion of it provides important fat or oil component into people's diets. And so it's all about getting, the U.S. industry in a right position to supply these buyers around the world that are wanting to buy.
Jim, we appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Craig, thank you.
Jim Sutter, CEO of the U.S. Soybean Export Council, has joined us on the Kansas Soybean Update. It's brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers. Learn more at kansassoybeans.org. For Kansas Soybeans, I'm Greg Akagi.
Hope you enjoyed this week's Kansas Soybean Report. Stay tuned for Kyle's visit with Dr. Evan Titgemeyer, Professor and Coordinator of Research for ASI.
Biodiesel made from sustainable resources is diversifying our fuel supply. This year, biodiesel will displace over 1 billion gallons of fossil fuel nationwide. It's making our economy stronger and our communities healthier. It's working here and across America. Get biodiesel going in your community. Visit americasadvancedbiofuel.com.